Hello everyone, Lord Pasta here, and welcome to the annual Sim PvP survey video. First and foremost, I just want to give a big thank you to all the participants of the survey. You know, it is a meme survey, but after doing it 4 years in a row, I've grown kind of attached to it as a sort of annual thing. So in that sense, I guess it is kind of important and serious, so to speak. I also want to thank the people who gave me recommendations for adding new questions and specific types of questions to add. Thanks for your participation in that respect. Also, if anyone is watching this and took the test and was like, you know, there should really be a question about this, make sure to comment that down below and I might actually include it. But that's enough preamble here. Let's get into the actual data. Now, one of the positives of doing the same test with similar questions or the same questions 4 times in a row is we can actually now at this point produce really nice looking graphs representing the data, and I'll present a few of those for each question. Question number 1. How old are you? Now, with each of these questions, I'm going to be providing both a table and an associated graphic for that question. And I'm not going to spend too much time talking about the table, but that's just for if you want the raw numbers. On the far right hand side of that table, you'll see years listed. And to the right of them, we have usually, in all except one question, the sample size, the number of respondents to that question in particular for each year. So I'm just going to point out 2 things about the results that we see here. Number 1, it's very clear that across all years, most sim players are between the ages of 17 and 25, and also take a look at how consistent that curve on the graph is. You're going to see that with a lot of these graphics, with a lot of the data that we have here. Some of them are consistent and some of them change, and what I mean by that is some of them are consistent in the fact that they show a general trend, a general pattern. Second question was, do you like the newest update to Minecraft? Obviously with each year it's a different update, but one of the interesting things you can see about the results in the graphic and in the table are that there is a large variance, and obviously we can conjecture that this is because of the fact that it's different updates, different versions of the game. Compare and contrast that result with the much more consistent results of the third question. Do you think Sim is being run well? Now, obviously, there's a little bit of variance between these responses, but overall, we can see a consistent trend, which is most people actually do, despite all the memes, think that Sim is being run well, and they have a favorable view of the administration and staff. Fourth question was, how long have you played on Sim? And this is just an overlay, the graphic of all the responses accumulatively on all of the surveys. We can see a clear curve there. We can see a clear sort of wave. You got a little bit of people who are loyal from the beginning, and then you have a dip down in 2014, 2015, and then as soon as you get up into 2018, especially 2019, 2020, 2021, you get a big curve there. Question number 5, which was only asked on this most recent survey, was what is your favorite year on Sim? What was your favorite year on Sim? And obviously we can see that for some reason most people say this year was their favorite year, even though there's a lot of, chatter about how it's a boring year, how nothing's getting done, how Sim's dead. It seems like most people like this year according to this result. Again, with question number 6, which was, are you a member of a group? This was only asked in this most recent survey, but you can see with that simple pie chart there that 75% are a member of a group and 25% are not. Question number 7 asked, which best describes your play style? builder, explorer, griefer, or PvPer. Clearly we can see that builder wins out. And it's a real shame that this question was only asked in the most recent survey, because I'd like to see how those numbers change back through the years or into the future. Question number 8 was the infamous political affiliation question. Describe your political views from left to right. And I got a little bit creative with this graph here. It's a 3-dimensional graph showing through time the change in the political leanings of the server. And I think it gives you a really good view of not only how consistent the server is, but also how it's slightly fluctuated over the years. Obviously, the message that we get from this graphic is that SimPvP has a pretty significant left lean to it politically. The famous meme question, how gay are you? With the left-hand side being heterosexual and the right-hand side being homosexual, shows a consistent trend over time. As you can see, I've chosen to present this as well as the last one in a 3-dimensional graph here. I hope you like it. As you would expect, a majority of the server is heterosexual. And last but certainly not least, upon request by Laztech, so thank him for this one, the final question, question 10, are you autistic? Here you can see 40% say yes and 60% say no. And again, this question was only asked this year. Hopefully in the future we'll make some prettier graphs with this question in the future. Anyways, I've been Lord Pasta. I hope you've enjoyed this presentation, and I'll see you next time. Goodbye.